Welcome to another episode. This episode is about no child fits this box. We can see that some children can collapse very loudly and others quite quietly. And honestly, I don't think any child fits the system any longer. If you've been following the season and you have been feeling for a while that something isn't quite right, you're not imagining it and you're not alone. In this season, we have been discussing one simple truth that behavior is communication, episode by episode. We have followed what happens when that communication is not met with safety. Again, we are just seeing pressure keep building and support quietly disappearing, and when coping becomes a requirement. And all of this is still leading to fear. This building fear in the children, in the parents, and in the schools trying to hold everything together with hardly any funding. You know, when people are under pressure for so long, they start acting and responding without the safety in survival mode. This is not loud enough that neurodivergent children are struggling in the classrooms, their nervous systems are just overwhelmed. You know, these children are not being difficult on purpose. It's just their bodies are responding to the pressure. So I do find this a little bit hilarious that neurodivergent children are more in the spotlight. But what's underneath it all is that neurotypical children are feeling the pressure just as much. We are finding that neurotypical children are sitting still, doing as they're told, they're complying and trying to keep up. You know, many children are very anxious. They're all burning out and they're all so worried they're going to get it all wrong. You know, this is just showing that the environment is not fit for any child, and doesn't matter if they collapse or hold it in, push it all down, the pressure is still there. This is why we are seeing numbers escalating of children not wanting to walk through the school gates. This is not misbehaving. We are seeing overwhelmed nervous systems screaming, "I do not feel safe." When children refuse school, we shouldn't be asking the questions of, "How do I force this attendance?" It should be, "Why do they want to go there in the first place?" The body is changed by fear. It changes learning, it changes memory, it changes confidence. Children cannot live in survival mode. And when schools manage distress instead of soothing it, that is not education, that is containment. And no child survives containment. Not neurodivergent, not neurotypical, not any child. We have built systems around pressure. That's because us adults are under pressure too. Pressure around money, pressure around performance, pressure around targets, pressure around data, and children absorb it. Now, we are not blaming the teachers, we're not blaming the parents. We are starting to recognize what fear does to human beings when it just becomes normal. If you are finding episode 7 quite heavy, this is because you are seeing clearly, and seeing clearly is what matters most. Because kids are not meant to spend their lives proving they can handle stress. Children are meant to feel safe to be able to feel like they can grow. And so, the next episode, episode 8, we'll be discussing what support actually looks like and what happens when schools, families, services are all strained all at the same time. And when this gets fragmented and outsourced, this is very difficult for families to navigate. And yes, money is going to be part of the story, but at this time, we're going to be looking at why. Thank you for watching another episode, a very heavy episode of Minds Out the Box, and see you next time.